Hey guys, Kev here, and we're gonna do a little concept test. So this is the Kansept knives Convict. This is the updated version with the thumb studs, and I gotta tell you, this is my favorite Kansept. This is probably my favorite OEM branded production knife this year, hands down. It is so good. It's kind of reminding me of how much I loved the Wii Roxy 3 last year, but this is even better. I mean, it fires out of there with the studs. It's a little bit, compared to the Roxy 3, it's just a little more comfortable in my opinion. It doesn't have a choil. Well, it does, but it's not quite a choil. But it just feels really good in hand. The lock bar access is excellent. The lefty reverse flick is excellent. And yeah, it's just fantastic. Now, the test. Well, here's the thing. I've talked, about Kansept before, and I don't love their knives because mostly I didn't love their designs. I don't love what they do as a company. But my biggest gripe was always whenever I got one, I really liked it. But then as soon as I had to maintain it, it was a bear. Like, you could not get the thing back together the way it was. You couldn't get it to be centered, have no play, and still have the action you wanted, right? It just would not work. It's like, the way I always put it, it's like at the factory, they just cram the knife together to make it centered and have good action. They do whatever they have to, right? They'll do like the centering tricks and all this stuff, right? But then when you get it, like if you take it apart, you're screwed, right? Unless you know how to do all those tricks or whatever. So I just want to do a little test here and see if, just like this knife being amazing, my favorite Kansept ever, maybe they've updated their game a little bit. This detent, guys, just listen to it. Just listen to it fire out of there. And then when it closes, oh my god, it drops shut. And then the lock bar access, this thing is a home run. So I just want to see what's going on in here, and let's take a look. So it's either loose or it's a spinning pivot. Looks like a spinning pivot. Let's try this side. Okay, so I'm not getting anywhere. I'm going to grab my other T8. This is the Weeha stubber, obviously. I probably want this side to come off, but I'm not sure yet. And usually the knife will decide. Always good to have a stubby like this so you can palm it and easily do this with two. Okay. Trying to be careful here. It's really fighting me, and I'm trying to be careful because this is not my knife. I'm going to switch sides. Man. Okay. All right, I need another chunky boy. Hang on. So I got this guy. What's in here? T8. All right. So let's try it with these two because I can get a little more torque with this guy. Yeah, this guy does not want to come free. It's probably just Loctited to sin. Yeah. Just locked. Look, but we loosened it. This is the shit I'm talking about. So it's obviously loose. It gets loose enough that you can. So let me try it at an angle and see if this works. Probably be a smart idea at this point to tape the blade, but it being me, we're not going to do that. No. It's not like it's loosening, but it's not like breaking free, you know what I mean? It almost slipped out there. Like, usually it'll break free at some point, and you'll be able to just easily remove it, but for some reason it's not doing that. I'm going to swap this bit out. I think that bit was done for. Which reminds me, I had another set somewhere. God. Okay, I think we're good. I'm trying to keep it steady because I don't want it to come out. Why is it such a bear to get you out of here? Jesus. Tons of Loctite in there, but this screw is clean as a... No, it's not. It's got oil all over it. Blue or something? Let's see. Okay. So, are you kidding me? Those are T6s, and if those are Loctited... All right, I'm taking back my thoughts about this being the best production knife from an OEM. That T6 screws? Like, what are you doing? Are these different in any way? Nope. All right. I'm going to just scratch his scale a little bit. Shit. Someone might be buying a new one. Yeah, so I figured it would be these bearings. Look at that. They even have a bearing race. See, like, they do cool shit, but then they're weird about it. Like, yeah, there's just a bunch of crud in there. It's like super duper Loctite. Now, to be fair, it could have been... No, that shot out of there. It could have been Jared that did that. Doesn't mean they Loctited it, so that's fair, I guess. And I like their bearings. They use these caged bearings. They're plastic caged, but they're 5mm bearings. They're, I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of plastic it is. It's just like see-through brown stuff, but the bearings are good. Then you got these races, which is good. You got your lock bar. There we go. Okay. It's really clean in here. Interesting. All right, let's see what happens. So, shit, I don't remember which side it went through, but this would be my guess. It's a spinning pivot. Goes through the lock side, sorry. Clean this stop pin. All right, so where is the KPL? There you are. Yeah, they feel pretty good, honestly, the bearings. I mean, the thing was dropping shut, so definitely good bearing. But it wasn't like, so a lot of people are like, drop shut, that's so easy, just make the knife suck. Like, no, I mean like a good drop shut. There's a difference. But I know what you guys mean, you trolls. It's not like a janky drop shut, you know what I mean? There's a big difference there. I got a little bit on there. Should be enough. All right. Yeah, it's on the right way. This is the downside to putting on the lock side. Because putting the pivot on the lock side, I need 2 hands. Because depending on the lock bar pressure, it could be hard to get it through, if you know what I mean. And then you don't want to have it locked up because that can make it not go together right. It's always better to put it together at an angle or something like this, if that makes sense. Is that all the way in there? It doesn't look like the pivot's in there. I guess it is. It looks off, but should be fine. Yeah, I definitely give him a little love tap there. So I'll talk to Jared about it. I will happily buy a new one for him and just keep this one because I was actually thinking about buying one, but they didn't have the blue, so I didn't buy it, but no big deal. So I'll talk to him. But they did have this version, so. Jesus. Man. Usually you can thread the knife in a little bit, and then you just need the other bit for the last part, but this knife just wants to use 2 drivers at all times. All right. Okay. Looks centered. I mean, that's tightening it down all the way, right away. No play. I mean, that's pretty damn good right there. So I came in from, yeah, this side. I'm just going to back off a touch. It's always hard with the spinning pivots because you got to feel both sides not moving and then kind of adjust. So it's always easier. I'm going to Loctite this, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and back her out and we'll start over. But so far, seems like we were able to do it, and that's impressive. Other than the ridiculous amount of Loctite in there from either, you know, someone who owned it or from them specifically, it went back together real nice, Clark. Oh, this time, look at this. Didn't even need it. Wow. Oh, shit. Okay. Dead center. Pops out. And we gotta back off a little bit. This is the game now. It's essentially dropping. Check the play. No play. It's not quite as good as it was. But did I flip the... No, I didn't. There were races in there. I was thinking about the last knife. Sorry. No play. Yeah, I think that's going to drop shut. Given time. Look at that. I might even try to tighten it a little bit. Nope. See, it's just a delicate balance. That tiny turn. That tiny little turn I just did. All right, I think we're good. Centered, all that good stuff. So I'm going to let it sit, let it Loctite, obviously. And, yeah. I think I would call this a successful, other than accidentally giving her a little love tap right here. I'd call it a successful disassembly. Really liked, maybe I did that on purpose subconsciously so that I could buy this off him. We also had that little bit of a scare where I almost stripped the screw. Well, I didn't almost strip anything, but the driver wanted to pop out a little bit because of that freaking Loctite, man. I probably should have used the torch right away, but I was just trying to get her done on the video. But I will talk to the buddy, Neves, and let him know about the scratch, and he can decide what he wants to do. Either get a new one, and I'll keep this, or... I don't know, whatever. So, figure it out. But I got to give them props on this one. The Convict is absolutely just fantastic. I mean, I really like this. I like it more than a lot of freaking knives that I have. And that's saying something. It's just really comfortable in hand. The action is addicting. It's fun to unlock. That's a very underrated aspect to knives that people don't talk about. But this right here, right-handed or left-handed, just feels really, really comfortable, and it makes you want to do it over and over, if that makes sense. So fidget factor's high on this one. And it looks cool too. It's a sheepdog design, but it's toned down a little bit from the sheepdog. So I love you guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Reserve, hold your judgment on my fuck-ups. I know. And, yeah, I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.